have God involved in them? And a better question is this: what plans have you made that you think God should bless that He hasn't yet, and you're frustrated with Him about it? Because here's the deal with what we experienced at Kids Church. We prepared and we worked hard and we were ready to share the gospel to whoever would listen to it. And we come to the point where we get the opportunity and God says, no, wait. How many of us have the attitude of, well, God, if you're not going to do it now, then I'm going to go on to the next thing? What God wants us to do is walk in the Spirit, to give Him our plans and let Him make the decisions as to what it is that we do and when we do it. For His plans are greater. You know, I think another thing that we struggle with a lot is this. A lot of us are walking down the road carrying this really big bag, I think, and it's called our lifestyle. God's come up to us on the road and said, hey, I need you to do some things. And you're like, that's nice, God, but my hands are full. I've got this lifestyle that I need to keep. And see, the easiest thing for us to do is rationalize it. The easiest thing in the world to do is say, well, I give God a little bit of time, or I read my Bible every now and then, or I pray when it's usually when I'm in trouble. But outside of that, God, it's great that you've given me Jesus, but I'm going to go keep this. Is that okay? I think for a lot of us today, what we need to realize is that when we know Jesus, this right here gets dropped on the ground. Our lifestyle totally changes. I want to read something to you. It's Galatians 2:20. Then we're going to have someone else come up and share. And what I want you to do is, as this person comes up this year, I want you to listen to the testimony, and also what I want you to do. So I want you to think and ponder on these words. It's in Galatians 2:20. I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave Himself for me. It is no longer I who live, but Christ in me. Come on.
I want y'all to know that Christ saved me maybe 2-3 weeks ago. And when this happened, Colin worked with me. And he saved me. And after this, I'm like, okay, what's next? And Colin was like, read John. And I'm like, oh, I gotta read. Reading is the worst thing for me. I don't like to read at all. But I was like, okay. I went home and started reading John. I figured I'll read a little bit. But if I'm gonna put down this book, like, I'm ready to do John. Then I'm like, what's next? Acts. I pick up Acts and what I'm trying to say is, like, God gave me the passion for His word. Like, I don't like to read, but I don't want to put this book down. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit. When we first got to our mission trip where we were staying at, we had a quiet time, and Michael, he asked me, oh, do you know what the Beatitudes are? I was like, let me look. In my head, I'm thinking, no. I don't know what anything is in the Bible. I mean, I can open up to John, maybe Acts. That's about it. I don't know what nothing is. He's like, you know what the Beatitudes are? Shit, let me see. So I open up this book and I'm opening it, I'm just flipping through pages. I'm like, Lord, show me. Show me. If you say you call out to you, then I'm calling out to you right now, show me. And that's kind of dangerous, I'm testing him a little bit. But I open up, Beatitudes right there, Matthew 5:2. Whoa, you got me. And so then, a couple of days later, I was talking to somebody had asked me about my brother. And actually, all right, this was service. I was after service and they said that go pray with somebody you don't know. So this guy named Marvin came up to me and he was like, can I pray with you? Yeah, sure. So he starts praying for me, and then he stops and he's like, do you have a brother? Yeah. Have you been praying for him? Yeah. Like, it's funny because earlier that day somebody had asked me about him and like where he was with Christ. And I'm like, well, he goes to church and I think he believes, but like, I think he goes to church with mom maybe. Like, I don't know. Like, he just goes and I'm not really sure. I'm not positive. But like throughout that whole day, I was just thinking, like, hoping that God could show him what he's been showing me. So this kid Marvin, he goes, well, God tells you, I want you to know that God's telling me to tell you, don't give up. Okay, got me again. He showed me something again. I'm like, okay. So the thing that really hit me was, everybody was telling me to talk to this guy named John Lash. He's a real cool guy. He does music and everything. So I stood behind one day and I stood and I talked to John Lash for a while. We had a lot of things in common, and he told me his struggle and everything, and it was real cool. He gave me some reading. He gave me Ephesians 6, and I didn't. Like, after we were done, I didn't go straight to read it. I went to, they had another service, and I went, and I just happened to sit next to the girl named Chardonnay. Now, in the middle of the service, they were like, well, if you want, you could talk to somebody and you could pray with them, and so I was like, looked over, want to pray? Okay. So, we started praying together, and she starts telling me, she was like, God doing great things in you, and I want you to know that God's telling me right now. I think God's telling me something. And I'm like, okay. She's like, there's something that's stopping you. There's something that's holding you back from giving yourself totally to Christ. And I'm like, well, I've been singing all the songs. I mean, I've been reading His Word. I've been following. I've been trying to love on people. What else He wants? And she's telling me this, and I'm like, she's like, I could be wrong, and I'm thinking, yeah, you're wrong. But I just kept thinking about it. So after she tells me this, I go in my room, and I go and I open up, and I remember I wrote on the paper Ephesians 6. So hold on. Open up to Ephesians 6, which John asked me to read. And the first thing I read was, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother. This is the first commandment with a promise, that it may go well with you and that you may live long life in the land. Father, do not provoke your children in anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. Now, something hit me, and I was like, no, I don't want to do this. And something hit me that says, obey your mother and father. And I haven't been doing that. I lied to them about a lot of things I've done, and I feel like He was just telling me that I need to come clean. So last night when I came home, I sat down and had a talk with them. I explained what happened to me during this week, and I told them who I was. And who I was I was a gang member. I was a kid who did drugs. I was a kid who stole. But that's what I was. Like, I honestly feel that they saw in me that I wasn't the same Damien that left. God changed my life forever. Not just for this week, not just for a couple weeks, forever. God talked to me every day during this week, and He was telling me, He told me my calling, and I feel that God told me my calling. He's called me to ministry. He's called me to preach His Word. And no matter where God is leading me, that's what I'm going to do. So I want to show you, I want to let y'all know that God is good. And if y'all don't know that God is good, that's an understatement. Like,